This is where it always gets tricky with spirituality, because we want proof. How do you know God exists? Prove it to me. Show it to me. How do you know there's reincarnation? Prove it. Well, the dilemma with this is obvious. You can't. I mean, we can know that God exists through God on earth. If I say to you, prove to me that electricity exists, show me electricity. Well, you could say, well, see, it's coming through that light in the form of light. It's coming through the fan in the form of air. It's coming through the microphone in the form of sound. But none of these is actually electricity. This is sound. That's not exactly electricity. It's light. That's not exactly electricity. It's air. But through these, we're able to understand there must be something powering them. That's the electricity. So in our world, when you look at creation, when you look at the brilliance of creation, I'll tell you something. Let's stick with science for a moment here. So modern science, science as we know it in laboratories, has been going on for at least several hundred years. A long time. Science prior to laboratories like that has been going on for thousands of years. I mean, there's Vedic science. Botanists, experts on plants, could tell you exactly what a leaf is made of. They could tell you in this particular leaf, so in a clover leaf, let's say, here's how much carbon you have, here's how much hydrogen, here's how much nitrogen, here's how much oxygen, here's how the molecules are bonded together. They could do demos for you with styrofoam and sticks and whatnot, this type of bond, that type of bond. And yet, despite thousands of years of science, despite having in our hands the very best laboratories and tools, you cannot create a leaf in a petri dish. I know exactly what it's made of. I can do it with styrofoam and sticks. I can do it on paper. Give me all the materials I need. Give me all the carbon. Give me all the nitrogen. Give me all the hydrogen. I still cannot do it. Why? Because I cannot create life in a petri dish. After all these years of God knows how many billions of dollars in the best laboratories all over the world, they can't create a mosquito or a leaf. The very best that we've gotten to, the very best, is we can play with genetic information that already exists, and in some very advanced laboratories, we can make Xerox copies of it. No one can actually create life in a petri dish. And so for me, that's the best explanation, the best proof that something other than science exists. There must be a knower. Because we're pretty smart. Science has gotten pretty advanced. We can do a lot of things. But we can't even make a leaf? Not even a mosquito? After all these years? We cannot breathe life into something. And so there is something, and it doesn't matter what name or what form, it doesn't matter how you conceive of God, but there is a capital P planner, shall we say. The one who knew that, when we do this big bang thing, I'm going to make sure that these things hit each other at exactly the right speed so that it creates this. Okay. Here's how we're going to go amoeba to, crocodile. Somebody who had a vision. Yeah, evolution happened, continues to happen. But to me, the grace of the universe and the beauty of the universe and the perfection of the universe is the best proof for that presence. When we come into aspects of reincarnation, the best proof that we have is people who actually remember. There's a lot of cases, a lot of stories of children who remember and who they take them back and they verify, and it's exactly true. On that block, in this room, in this cupboard, there is my toy train. And lo and behold, they show up at the house and there's the cupboard, and yeah, they did lose a son 7 years ago, and yeah, the mother couldn't bear to get rid of his toys and kept the train. There's been so much evidence like this. But for me, lastly, the other piece of it is, it's the only thing that makes sense. If there's a planner, if there's a plan, if there's a purpose, that only works if we get to keep going till we get it right. This one strike, you're out doesn't work for me. You get one lifetime, you make it or you don't make it, and then that's it. Really? I mean, in all the compassion and all the infinite wisdom and all the infinite planning and all the infinite possibilities, you get one chance and that's it. It doesn't fit with my concept of God. Sure, of course, we get to keep coming back. We get to keep trying again. We get to keep doing it till we get it right. So either, whichever explanation works for you. But between the two, something should stick.